Hi, welcome to another episode of Wife's a Bitch podcast. I'm Victoria Arnstein, and I have a very special guest today. I always have a special guest because I only bring you the best. But before I do, I want to talk about how I wrote a book called Impress Yourself. It's on Amazon. And also, we're going to have a segment 15 minutes before the hour. You want to wait till the end about relationship questions that are answered. We're going to both answer it. But I want to introduce you to a phenomenal comedian and a great guy all around, Eric Neumann. Welcome to the
Hey,
podcast.
Victoria, thanks for having me.
Thank
I
you for
appreciate
being
it.
here.
Congrats on the book.
Thank you so
I
much.
love the title. I've been reading a lot of I know nothing about it other than the title and looking at it, but it feels like one of these like personal growth
Exactly what it is.
self-development books, and I became obsessed with those
Really?
post breakup in 2023. I read like everything. I became obsessed with like Mark Manson, and now I'm reading one by Sam Harris called Lying, which is basically just about how like lying is sort of detrimental in every way, even to you. It's harmful to you. But it's interesting. And a lot of these guys, I think I didn't want to get on this rant at all, but it's a weird way to start this episode.
No,
But
do whatever comes to mind.
a lot of these guys, they almost create this world that feels like impossible to follow. Like the standard becomes so high. And every time I read it, I'm like, yeah, but like you fuck up. Come on. Like you definitely fuck up also. And they do. But I've just sort of become aware a little more recently about, because like Sam Harris was talking about how just basically even like the smallest white lie is like
Detrimental?
harmful, yeah, to some degree.
Really?
And I was like, yeah, but like I don't think there's a person on earth who hasn't and who doesn't to some regularity.
Is this Sam person a parent?
Sam, yeah, he must be. Yeah, he
Because
must be. Oh, he talks about that a lot. Right? Because you have to lie to your
you have
kids.
to.
Yeah.
There's no question. I mean, if you want to be creative, I'm a creative writer. I have awards in creative writing. So to me, I was able to come up with tons of lies that didn't hurt anybody, but saved my kids from, not shielding or anything like that, but just saved them from, doing something harmful, let's say. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
What's the book about?
The book is a self-reflection. I wrote it for my children. I have
Yeah.
3 children. They're fully grown. And I wrote it for them just in case, when I die, I want them to know about me. And I've had some real revelations in my life. I almost got divorced twice, got back and completely buried that old self of, pathetic self. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
was starting to lose myself in my marriage, and I talk about that, and I see and the gift that I was given from like heaven, that I completely changed the way I thought, and it completely changed my relationship with my husband. I didn't know I was needy. I didn't know what was happening, but I finally realized that I was being needy, and that was when the gift came. And now because my husband met me when I was super confident. But when he was thriving in the marriage and I was losing myself, I didn't know that that's a very unattractive way to be, because that's not who he fell in love with.
Yeah. I mean, you change, and it is interesting though. It's like I've never been in a marriage. I've been in like a 7-year relationship, but that's when I was from 25 to like 32, 33, which like I consider to still be really,
How old are
really
you?
young years of my life. I'm 38.
38.
So I'm shocked at how much I continue to learn as I date. I haven't been married yet, but it's interesting how you really can be different versions of yourself in the same relationship at different times.
Oh yeah.
And it could morph and change and mold, and like and a simple conversation could like change the trajectory of a relationship for the next year. Like it's amazing how fragile love is, you know? So that's good to hear though. I'm glad to hear,
Yeah, and it's also it's not only reflection, it's memoirs, and it's also, I used to be a health coach, so I'm giving people tools
Yeah.
and weapons
Yeah.
to become better at loving yourself and not to
Great.
be delusional. You don't love everything about somebody else. Why do you have to love everything about yourself? Don't be delusional. I don't like when people are too delusional about things, because then they can't master it.
Yeah.
Because if you're delusional about something, then you're just like, oh yeah, everything's great. No, that's going to catch up on you because
Yeah.
your brain is going to know it's a lie later. So you might as well just be realistic about it and just see the flaws and try to either accept them or improve on them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I give the tools. I have 8 pillars of health in there, which will help people get out of their own head. Go for a walk and get sunlight. The basics, but I give the reasons why. So that's in there too.
The walk thing, I mean, like, I agree with you 100%. I think, who said it? I think, was it Mark Manson who said a morning walk is non-negotiable, which I thought, like, it's like, it is crazy how you can get, I mean, you probably relate to this, right? Sometimes you wake up in the morning with this, like, thought, this sort of nagging thought that won't go away out of insecurity and whatever.
Of course.
And somehow just you thinking about it more and more, trying to solve the problem, doesn't solve the problem at all. It's just
Right.
like, it makes the feelings more powerful in your mind and soul. So then you kind of break that when you just like take a walk and change your environment for a minute. And you
100%.
come back and you just go, oh, the answer is whatever, or fuck it, I don't have to come up with the answer right now.
Life
Like,
is hard.
yeah,
Life is
Life is
really
hard.
hard. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It
Yeah.
is hard. So why not take the steps? And that's what I remind people of things they already know.
Yeah.
But why not take the steps to get out of those hard times so that way you can have more dopamine, more, naturally more dopamine, more endorphins. I used to be a runner. I'm still a runner, but I was an ultra runner. I did
you do marathons?
ultra marathons.
What
I
are
did
ultra marathons?
Anything over a marathon.
That could be 2 miles over a marathon,
It could,
5 miles
but
over
it was
a
100.
marathon.
It was
Yeah.
62 miles. But
Where was that?
This was in Vermont, and I won it. I won first place. So
Wow.
that also gives me more things that I accomplished that I could look back on, and I could say, "Wow, I did that." So you
Yeah.
know what that does to self-confidence?
Yeah. But it is interesting how you can, no matter what you've done, what I've realized, no matter what you've accomplished that like you wanted your whole life, let's say, or like when you fantasized about it originally, you thought, oh, this is gonna make you fulfilled and happy and whatever. You lose sight eventually. Like, again, life is hard, and you do get caught up in the everyday living. And so whatever the problem is today seems to be the problem of your life that you can't visualize not existing. So it's like, yeah, and it is so important to get into that mindset of like, wow, yeah, I finished the ultra marathon in Vermont and I was in first place. Like, those things are so
Just
important.
even getting on a stage.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're both comedians, and we both have that perspective of why are comedians so kind of like, you have this like, this stereotype of where we're kind of like depressed, or we have misery, or we have all this angst that got us to the stage
Yeah.
in the first place.
All true.
All true.
All true.
But there are some people that can master, masking it. And then they hide it behind a microphone, let's just say, or being on stage. We want to make people laugh, but we also are crying out to laugh. We want to laugh ourselves. I do this because I want people to genuinely, and that's one of the 8 pillars of health, laughter.
Yeah.
I genuinely love to laugh. It's my favorite thing to do in the whole world because you can't be angry when you're laughing, and it bonds people. And I genuinely want to give that to somebody else.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do.
Also, women can be angry when they're laughing.
Can they? I tried it. It's not possible. I could be angry before and after, but during the laugh,
During
during
that's
the
your break.
laugh,
That's your
it's
break.
impossible. I tried. I tested it. It's tested.
It's tested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cannot be angry while you're laughing. After, 100%.
Yeah.
Before,
Well, the
yes.
laugh, but the laugh could be so brief. You can
I
get
know.
right to-
So it can
yeah.
an orgasm, but they're still fun.
Yeah.
You still want
Yeah.
more of them.
Yeah. Oh, I want more of them also.
Yeah,
I
well,
want to
that's
give
what
more.
a lot of people do. But,
How do I learn how to give more of them?
Well, that's, do you want
We
me
got,
to
we got
teach
two
you?
guys over. We got 2 guys over here who are googling right now.
I have to ask my husband if I could teach you. He might give me a pass.
That might lead to an
Oh,
actual
you're doing
divorce.
teaching job? You're a teacher? Is he going to give you money for it? No, I'm kidding.
It'll say Google will say there is no answer.
There is no answer. You ask God. Yeah, you got to ask Google. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. You'll get more of an answer from Google than you will from God.
Told me to ask ChatGPT.
There you go.
ChatGPT, same thing, another God. So how do we know each other? I know that you said hello to me once at the cellar, which you're a regular at, which is commendable. You said hi to me, and I knew you, but I don't know how you knew me. I know people do know me, and I don't know
You're
how.
Syrian, right?
I am Syrian.
Yeah, okay. So I spent a lot of time in this. I'm not going to say in the Syrian community because I was never in the Syrian community. I was like an Ashkenaz kid from from Queens.
I'm married to an Ashkenaz, so yeah.
Oh, you okay?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But side note, I just looked this up. I am the first Syrian mother and wife to do stand-up comedy ever.
First Syrian mother and wife.
Mm-hmm.
So there's Olga Namer.
She's not married. She's divorced, but she has no kids.
Yeah.
I know somebody who
else
tried,
is
but she's
there?
divorced. Also,
Who else is there?
nobody. Not
Just
a female. Not a female.
Syrian women, just you and Olga, pretty much.
Yeah, and I started first, so I'm the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
I
a
just
relationship
looked
with
that
Olga?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like her a lot.
Yeah, Olga's great.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So there, you were telling me that you know
Oh,
Syrians.
So I spent a lot of time. When I was I went to college in Hunter, and I met a lot of. I was in love with this girl in my film class.
Mm-hmm.
This girl Marlene, and
Marlene.
it's actually pronounced Marlene, but
Really?
Marlen.
That was Syrian? How old? She your age?
No, she's probably a year younger.
Okay.
Probably 30. Yeah. But I didn't realize it's really culture shock. Even as a Jew growing up in
it's a
New
mixed
York,
marriage for me. 100%.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah.
It's complete culture shock.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about Syrians. I didn't know they existed.
That's right.
I didn't know there were so many attractive Jewish women. Like,
and we get better with age.
I was like, fuck. Like these
We
women
take
are.
care
You
of
don't understand,
ourselves.
guys. These women are like. It's like every single one is
Agree.
like fucking. Are you guys Syrian?
They're my
No.
second cousins.
Oh, they
yeah?
are. You could still marry them.
Who, the girl he's talking about?
No, all of them. What are you? Are you Sephardic? Okay, cool. You're Ashkenazi, yeah. Man, you gotta dip into the Syrian SY community, man. It's ask him to introduce you to some of his second cousins. Oh, you like the Asians right now? Yeah, you'll get it. Yeah, you'll probably get out of that.
You know what? I got to really say the Asians took away a lot of our Jewish guys. We
No, they
only had
did.
a very few amount, and thank you, Asian women who do it better.
I don't have any whatever you're attracted to. I just never really got I think Asian women are beautiful. I never really got being so hung up on that specific thing. Like there was always that stereotype.
It's not
of
like
just,
they're
Jewish
subservient.
guys,
when they're in New York, they're not.
Oh no,
They're far from
Once people
subservient
come-
anymore.
Women come to New York to not be subservient.
Right, exactly.
So whatever stereotype you thought of this type of culture is gonna just do what I say. She's docile and she's
well,
gonna,
the Muslim community might.
they do, but not even as much. They're still rebelling on the women are going online and talking shit about their
That's true.
husbands and
That's
whatever.
true. Well,
It's
my sketch comedy brings that out now. I'm doing a lot of that now.
yeah.
I'm hoping.
So
for
I
that.
think things have just changed in that way. But I think once you step foot in New York, it's almost like this unwritten rule of hey, we're gonna kind of do what we want. Not in some disrespectful way to your partner or whatever, but just there's just an open-mindedness about living here that it's just sort of in the air a little bit, you know?
Well, Syrians didn't marry Ashkenazi
Until recently.
50 years ago.
No, not at all. Even when I was
It was taboo.
when I was going for all of them, and I went for all of them, not all of them.
You know, I'm a good matchmaker, right?
No, I'm sure, yeah.
I could help you.
I'm dating somebody now, but
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
when I was going obsessed with this culture and these women, I didn't sort of understand what the gravity of that was. I didn't get, and these are generally very well brought up, super respectful and girls with great value system and whatever.
Right.
But I felt just so different from how I was raised, and
Well, they're very strict also with you have to. I don't know if you're fully Jewish.
I'm fully Jewish.
If you're fully Jewish,
fully Jewish.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
if they have half,
If half, they won't
or
take
even
it.
convert, they won't
Converts.
take.
Well, there was the whole convert thing. I mean, I knew I know so much about the Syrian community. I know.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
No,
you
I
knew
know a
that.
lot, and I know that there are a lot of people who are daughters or sons of converts who are having trouble because of the edict.
Yes,
Right? Having trouble marrying
that is correct.
into the community because of the edict.
But they have it because everybody would just not, not honor it. So they would just go out and do whatever I'll just convert her. I'll just
Oh,
convert him.
100%.
So that's why they do it.
Because guys like wealthy, like billionaires, like
they would come in
billion
and
business-
take over. Yeah.
They go to like Thailand and meet a girl, and
Exactly.
they're like, that's my wife.
That's
and
right.
and then the rabbis are
That's
like, no,
right.
it's not going to
Yes,
be. Not if
exactly.
you want to stay here.
Yes.
So
they
that
had
became
to
the-
be strict.
They had to be
You
strict.
know what? People make fun of it all they want, but they lasted.
Well, that's the thing. It's like communities that are that strict are, but I know that they've softened a lot on Ashkenazi.
Yes.
And now
They
it's
had to.
almost
The pool was starting to get smaller and smaller. And I also did not want to marry a cousin. Okay. I felt like everybody, even if they weren't related to me, I felt like they were because I grew up with them.
well, it becomes like I mean, you don't know how many like Syrian friends I had that were like, I'm like, oh, did you ever date that girl? He's like, I dated her 8 times.
Exactly.
Like they just keep going
and then
back
you got to
every
see
year.
them again at a wedding or
They-
something. And we have
they-
20 weddings a week.
Yeah,
I mean,
they go back every year. Oh, should we try again? Maybe it was. It's like at that point it sucks anyway. You know, it's like,
yeah.
but yeah,
dating
no,
someone in school that you grew up with.
that's exactly
it's
what
too
it
much.
is.
I
It's exactly what
couldn't
it is.
do
And that's why, like, then all of a sudden now it was just, okay, we're going to date Moroccan, we're going to date Persian. Oh,
Right.
as an Ashkenaz person is great. Like,
Persian won't though because they're still second generation. It's not until the third generation that they start to loosen it up.
yeah.
That's when it happens.
And I wonder, and I was having an argument about this with someone who's SY the other day or a few months ago. I wonder how the convert thing will play out in the next generation.
Yeah, no, I know. It's a hard sell to stay that orthodox.
It is
It
really
is a
hard.
hard
It is
sell.
really hard because especially because like, okay, like if you're like part of like the Hasidic community or whatever,
That's different.
like unless you're that like, unless you're like Chabad or something where like
Right.
your whole intention is
I love
outreach.
Chabad.
I love
Yeah.
Chabad also. Your whole intention is outreach,
Right.
And that's sort of like what your business model is and what
Right.
your culture is. They stay very, very, very isolated. But SYs are doing business every single
Right.
day with
They're
secular
worldly,
people.
yes.
They're integrated in the world in a very
international.
real way. Aside from the Jewish education thing, the second they're done with college or even before even high school,
And some of them don't even go to college.
don't go to
Right.
college, you are all of a sudden spending probably more, if not as much time outside of the community as you are inside the community. So I'm wondering, and I know this SY community has stayed very firm on this to this point. I'm wondering how things will transpire going forward. And it's a good
Yeah,
question.
no, I question it also, and my
Yeah.
kids question it.
Yeah.
My kids are very secular. I lived in Hawaii for 7 years,
Yeah.
so they've not one Syrian was there. I could tell you that
Yeah.
right now.
And
But-
where do they live now?
Well, my son lives in New York City, and he's 25.
Is he
and
married?
He's not married. He was dating a girl who wasn't Jewish, and
Yeah.
it
I
was
dated a girl
killing
not
us.
Jewish for 7 years.
I know you did, and
Yeah.
it was killing not just me. I'm not just the only gatekeeper. It's my mother. It's my whole extended
Yeah.
family. My husband. It's his family. It's a lot to go through. So it's not just me saying, "Oh, I'll accept it." Okay, well, the whole entire family will ostracize you, and I don't want that. Not for my son, for his kids. It's not fair to his kids, and that's who I'm worried about.
Yeah,
I'm more
yeah.
worried about his kids because him. Whatever. It's selfish kind of in a way because you're really not thinking about your kids. I could have done it. I could have married a guy that wasn't Jewish also, but then someone pointed out to me, what about your kids? And I said, you know what? I don't want to do that to them. And that's why I didn't do it.
Yeah.
It is very easy to
Yeah.
fall into that trap,
Well, the thing is
but
like,
then you have that whole feeling of like, it's selfish.
well, the thing is so my mom and my whole family is Jewish. I don't have a single family member that's not Jewish. Except, well, actually, my uncle's wife converted, but she's Jewish. So, not by Syrian standard.
Right,
but,
right. It's fine. I accept
but-
it though.
But, it just sort of depends on what it means to you. And look, and my whole thing about this is like,
It's hard enough to be married. I think and even an Ashkenazi and a Syrian is hard. So I say, stick with your own kind. That's what I think. It just because I'm married and I understand the experience of a marriage, because it's too many cultural wars out there. And at the end of the day, you have an argument.
Yeah,
You mean,
yeah, but
oh, you
you
dumb
know what,
Jew,
though,
or
Vic?
you dumb this, or you.
you know what?
It
though?
comes
By-
out.
By the way, I get it. That's always been on my mind. But you know what though? even within the same cultural background, religion, there's political disputes. There's
Usually Syrians, you've kind of all under the
Syrians
same umbrella.
Syrians are mostly, you know, pro-Trump on the same level, on the same,
Right.
you know, like for sure.
Right.
For sure.
True.
But there's so many conflicts in life outside of the just I'm Syrian, you're Syrian, I'm Jewish, you're
Right.
Jewish.
Right.
It's never a perfect science.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't hold strong to your values. And if your value is, I want to protect Judaism at all costs, and everything else could kind of fall by the wayside, right?
That's another thing I don't want. I don't want my kids' generation to cut it off. After all the generations that came before, I'm going to be the one that has the kid that cuts it off. I don't want it.
How long did your son date the girl who wasn't Jewish?
6 years.
Oh, a long time.
And lived with her too for
a long
couple
time,
of years
a long time.
in Brooklyn.
And did you?
But we didn't talk. We didn't talk. I was the softer one. My husband didn't talk to him for a year and a half.
Your husband didn't talk to him for a year and a half. The first year and a half, or the last year and a half, or was there somewhere in
It was
between?
like somewhere in between. But now they're talking, and he works with us, and he lives in our building. But he still kind of, you know, has a relationship with her. He's so nice. He doesn't want to ever break anything off. So he has to meet someone new. That's how you know.
He's still with her.
Kind of. Not
Kind of.
really,
Okay,
no.
I see.
She knows the deal. She knows it's not going to happen. So it's like, you know, it's like, why bother?
And they're 25, and they met what?
They're both 25. They met about at 19.
Oh, okay. In
No.
college?
No, there was no college. It was just, I think it was online.
Oh, okay.
I think it was from Hinge. And my daughter lives in Hawaii, and she's another story. But, you know, her kids would be Jewish if they, you know, if she had a kid. But I don't know if she's interested in marriage at all. So
she might not want to get married. And how old is she?
She's 24. She's an actress.
Yeah, but she's so young. It's like who knows?
Yes and no. It goes fast though. And my other daughter is 19. She's seeing somebody seriously, and they're going to probably get married this year.
Interesting. 19.
19. He's 23. He's Orthodox, but not ultra. So you know.
And do you like him?
I love him. I love him. I love them both together.
Right.
They're great. So, you know, everybody's, maybe it'll get the ball rolling for the next two. I don't know. Maybe it won't. But, you know, you gotta just hope for the best. And, you know, I raised them the way I raised them. And, you know, saying that, you know, the only rule you have is to marry a Jew. And that's it. Everything else, I don't care. And I was pretty liberal about everything else. But that was the one thing I wanted to keep going.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with being prejudiced. People are like, oh, you prejudiced, you're racist.
No, not prejudiced.
Say what they want. Indians do it. You know, there's Muslims that do it. Everybody does their own thing.
Nobody can tell you what you like. But I feel that way about. So my mom doesn't care. She goes just as long as they're not religious or whatever, you know. And I know the practicalities of everything. I'm not. If not.
I don't want ultra religious either.
Overthink everything. So my mom, who's such a Jew, I mean, grew up in Long Island, like. She's like, it doesn't really matter, just as long as you have a good character or whatever, you know. It's like, and I have agreement with that and some disagreement with that, and whatever, you know. I juggle it. I don't know exactly where I stand.
I wonder how you'd be if she was hardline. No, you can't. I wonder how that would be, because that's when my son was having a problem. You like, it's like a rebellious thing. Like, now I want to do it. You know, now I
interesting. But I did it.
You did it anyway.
And continue to do it,
right.
not regardless of her support.
Right.
I need to live in my own world. I need to say,
but you do have a good relationship with your mother from the things that I've heard you
fantastic.
say.
I love my mom so much, and we're very vocal, and we're very honest, and we go back and forth.
And you lost your father. I also lost my father. And
I'm sorry to hear
talk
that.
about that too. But because I've seen your posts, and I know that you wear your heart on your sleeve like I do, and I think it's good. I think it's good.
I certainly do. But so the thing is like, my whole thing is like, I need to, and like, no offense to parents who are obviously very loving, like you are and my mom is or whatever. I need to live a life that I feel is good for me. So if that means that undeniably, and look, there are people who, you know, it doesn't sound like your son's going to do it, but there are people who completely go against what their family want and go, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to settle down then somewhere else away from my family. This is the person I've chosen and whatever. I respect it, but understand the realities of it,
Right.
which is that, okay, look, whether 75-year-old grandparents are right or wrong,
Right.
it's who they are and how they feel. So
Right.
it doesn't matter. So it's like you can use logic. I mean, your family being so
Steeped
upset
in it.
about that situation, it's not right or it's not wrong.
Right.
It's just they're
It's
upset.
hardwiring.
It's hardwired in. So he's not going to use any type of logic-based talk to get them out of that. Like Judaism and identity are so deep in the
Intertwined.
core
Yeah.
of the person you are, and that can't be compromised. And especially them who's like, Syrians of 70s and 80s years old, however they are, like that's
They're not going to change.
that's
Yeah.
not leaving.
Yeah.
So it's like you just as a person have to be aware. It's like, is this worth it?
Yeah, well, it takes a
and-
mature person like you to understand that. Now,
Yeah.
not everybody's going to do that. They're just going to, even in the comment section here, they could probably write things like, you're racist, you're this and that. But why don't you find out where someone's coming from first? For instance, like when people are like pro-life, like, all right, take a step back and don't go through your stance and don't go, hardcore killing them on something. Just ask yourself, why are you pro-life? Why don't you have that discussion? Why are people not having discussions?
Yeah.
Maybe somebody can't have a baby and she's like, I'll do anything to have a baby, and you want to just have an abortion? I would do anything to have that baby. So maybe somebody's like that, or they just really believe that it's killing a baby.
And you don't know what somebody's personal experience was.
Exactly.
With it. And Louis had a great bit where he goes,
Louis C.K.?
where he goes, I'm not against the people who, what was the phrasing? He goes, everybody criticizes. He's like, oh my God, like these pro-life people are so bad people. He's like, and he goes, they think they're killing a baby. Like he's like, it's not
right.
They're not. He's like, in their minds, you're killing.
Yes.
Whatever that
a
logic
vegan
is,
too.
whatever it
a
is.
A vegan can't handle that you're killing an animal. They actually believe that.
Right.
You have to understand where they're coming from.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Is it crazy or something logical to you? No, but you have to understand it.
Well, that's the other thing. And people get so. I mean, there's almost like you can't even have like calm, logical based debates.
That's why a vegan will tell you they're vegan in 2 seconds. I used to be vegan, so I know.
Yeah.
So I understand the whole logic of it. But this is where people are coming from.
But I don't. Just to a bigger, just sort of
scope,
looking at things a little bigger. Like, I don't want to know what your fucking political views are.
You don't think it matters?
It's not that I don't think it matters. It's that at some point of my life, I lived in a world where it's just not. It just didn't come up. Like it just like.
I've always been that way until the last, I'd say, 10 years.
Well, the last. I mean, specifically
as
the last
a mother,
5 years.
as a mother, that's when it started to really sink in that I have kids that I have to worry about.
Yeah. And the last, probably the last 10 years.
I hated politics before that. Now I'm very involved in it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people feel that way on every whatever side they're on.
Right.
But I don't know. I just like
it doesn't have a threat to you or
because
or importance
I
to you.
know where I stand on things, and sometimes I don't, and sometimes I think I know where I stand on something, and then someone talks
You're
to me.
open-minded and you can you could flow.
Like
I was like that too.
Look, there are certain things that I'm very
Hardlined?
set on and hardlined exactly. But everything else is kind of like, I don't fucking know. I just try to assess as I walk through life and take in more information and try to understand things I don't understand well. That's it. So it's like, I just hate how that's sort of like become just in general, no matter what your identity is, how it's become your identity.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Or even if you don't feel it's fully your identity, everybody else goes, that's her identity, or that's his identity.
Right.
It's like,
I could be friends with the other side, no problem. I could tolerate it. But when it comes to being a threat, and you start, almost glorifying someone's death that I actually, admired, that bothers me.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that is like a character flaw.
Oh, for sure.
Now you're going into character. That's not. That's no longer political. That's not like, oh, it's your side, my side. That's what are you doing? You know, like how are you getting to that point where you're just glorifying someone's death? Like that's sickness. To me, that's you've already gone too far. And now I know your character. And I don't like that about somebody. But I could be friends with somebody that doesn't have that character flaw.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. Wait, I think we got sidetracked. What were we talking
Well, the first question was, how did you know me? And you said, oh, you're Syrian. And I
Oh,
didn't know.
wow. So that we went off on a tangent there.
I didn't know how you knew me.
I just knew you were Syrian.
Really?
Yeah. And again, I probably spent a good like 4 or 5 years like very involved in the Syrian community. It was just like,
Can't believe it.
yeah, a buddy of mine.
I'm like 20 years older than
Avi
you.
Abadi, whose father, Rabbi Eli Abadi, and he was the rabbi at Safra Synagogue on
Okay.
63rd and 5th Avenue. I went there a few years in college. I became very close with him and his family. They were always good to me. And it got complicated when I started dating somebody not Jewish.
Of course.
But great people and like
Your girlfriend now is Jewish?
no, great people and yeah, I mean just yeah, they became like family to me. You know,
How long have you been going out with your current girlfriend?
a few months.
How old is
5
she?
months. 27.
Where'd
Yeah.
you meet?
Stellar.
I had a feeling you were going to meet someone there.
I mean, a lot.
You're so high personality, high energy on stage, and you do such good crowd work, which is like,
appreciate it.
yeah, you're like so personable. My son went to the cellar after we started talking again, like really got, back like as a family. I took him to the cellar when he was 22 because he can get in now. And you were on stage and he really liked you.
Oh, thanks. Where
It was the first time he ever went.
Wow, so this must have been what, 3 years ago or something?
It was like when Ryan Hamilton was on that show, you were on that show, and I think Norton was on that show.
Nice.
Like, yeah.
It was at the main cellar?
Yes, the main cellar. And he got a kick out of that show a lot.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Cellar's just...
It's magic. It's Mount Everest of comedy clubs.
Unbelievable. And,
I hope to one day perform there, but I don't know.
It took me a long time,
Did it? How long did it take you?
I was doing stand-up. I got into the cellar in 2019. I've been there for 6.5 years. I had been doing stand-up for 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I'm doing it for about 12.
Yeah.
So...
It's,
but I did a lot of it in Hawaii, so
yeah.
I had to start over when I got here.
What was that scene like?
It's like New Jersey with a nicer ocean. It's really
Actually?
just, yeah. It's, why? Because
a lot
it's
of competition
so small.
or not really?
Not really. And then, I didn't know I could do it for 3 years. I was doing nothing. And then I finally found a group that did it. And I was like, oh, you could do it if you're not from Hawaii. They do like the local Hawaii humor more. But, I was kind of their Joan Rivers. You know what I mean? Like I had like this whole... Like they were like, oh, this is different. You know, this is a woman from New York. We like that.
And well, that's also right. You were
get
culture shock
sets.
for them.
Yes. But I lived in a neighborhood that was like people from California, Arizona, New York were living in. So I didn't live in like a local area where people, had their own, communities out there.
It must have been so cool to live in Hawaii.
It was really cool. I write about it in my book too. So I should give you a copy.
Yeah, I would love that.
I just don't have an extra one here, but I will sign that.
I would love that. I hope it just doesn't become this thing where I say, I'm going to read it and then I put it on my
I wish I had it on
nightstand
Audible. Then I would definitely, I know I would get guaranteed people listening to it because I listen to audio books. Whenever I walk in Central Park, I walk 6 miles the loop and I'll listen to a book because I think it's the best time to really absorb any type of information. And your endorphins and all that fresh air and, it's all getting in there.
Yeah.
And I recommend it highly. So people are like, oh, I have a Netflix account. I'm like, well, if you can't have both, I would choose Audible over Netflix and get someone's password for Netflix.
Wow.
Because I gave up Netflix. I don't even watch it anymore because I'm not interested in sitting home and watching something. But Audible is a very good investment. I'm not even getting paid for that, but it's a good investment because I think that, people should learn and absorb more. Yeah. It's like, you know what it is? It's like talking. It's like having someone talk to you while you're walking.
Yeah.
And now, because they're narrating it.
It is cool, but
especially self-help books.
My only issue with it is like, and again, if I had Audible, I probably would get through books
Oh
like
yeah,
10
you
times
gobble them
faster.
up. Yeah.
But I almost wonder if it's better to have the discipline of forcing yourself to like lay in bed and read.
You'll
Like
fall asleep. That's very, very tiring, actually, especially if you're coming home late night. I've tried it.
you're saying reading in bed.
The way your eyes go back and forth,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
puts you
yeah.
to sleep. And, you could be reading the best book in the world, but all of a sudden you start to get tired. And when you're listening to somebody, you could also hear it. And it's almost like when someone's telling you a story. So if they're telling you a story, it's like, okay, I'm absorbing it more in story form and audible
Yeah.
form. And so I highly recommend it. I should get this on Audible.
Yeah,
I
that
should
would be
narrate it.
that would be cool.
And I haven't done that yet, but that is a very
I
good
don't
thing to do.
understand these like really observant guys that dish like they read like Torah like all day long. Like it's like
Yeah, but then, I feel like those people that are students all their lives,
yeah.
first of all, the Torah is arguably an arguing book. Like, I mean, you're going to argue till the cows come home. So
Yeah.
nobody's
There's
ever
no
right.
winning.
There's no winning.
Yeah.
So there's always interpretations of everything. And
Yeah.
also, I feel like there are forever students that never get out there and apply it. And I don't have respect for people that don't apply
Like 75
their education.
still reading.
Yeah, or
God's
people that are
book.
just like living off government, but then they're just like, I go to school. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
apply it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I'm not from the school of thought of not applying things.
But you know what's interesting? It's like in like the like Hasidic community, right? Like the guys who like work at B&H,
Yes.
right? They're almost like the ones who like are they're not scholars. Like they're almost probably in some ways, I don't know this, but I'm just guessing,
Yes.
probably looked down a little bit upon in the community for not being so learned, for not being the type of
Well, no, I
person.
think they're the working partner. As you know, when there's like a silent partner or a working partner, I think they're the hands-on working partner that brings in the income, and the other ones are out learning all day.
But the ones, but who do you think?
It's like a symbiotic.
But what's the hierarchy in terms of like in that community? What's considered more elite? Like, are you more respected for
I don't know.
being learned, or are you
I don't
more
know.
respected for being a working
don't know.
person? Because I always think about that. I'm like, it feels.
I like a good hustler, man.
I do too.
I
but
respect
I'm
a hustler.
wondering-
I'm the Syrian way like that.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
husband's a hustler like that.
But the Syrians,
My husband came from
there's
nothing,
such
and he
few.
made it.
Good.
Yeah, so he has like that Syrian mindset, but he's
Yeah.
not Syrian.
It's not certain. But also, there's very few. I mean, he's Ashkenazi, but there's very few like SY guys that are sitting around studying Torah all day.
Yeah,
like,
because they're not
like
intellects.
they're out.
They're common sense smart. They're street
Yeah.
smart, and I love that.
But where is this is my issue.
You can
with,
find anything on Google now, so you
No,
don't
you
even
can,
need
yeah.
the intellect anymore.
But my issue, and I just try to observe. Like I really try to look. I'm not. Thank you TikTok. Thank you Instagram for helping. I'm probably a full-time comedian because of TikTok, which is embarrassing to say as
Why
a
is that?
17. Because all my crowd work clips went, a lot of crowd work clips went viral or whatever. I started touring
I'm
from,
on one
from
now.
that.
My things are sketch videos.
Oh, nice. But I ultimately I do as much as possible. I don't think I would even, if I wasn't a stand-up comic or wasn't in a field where I feel like I needed to like stay relevant and put stuff out there, I don't even think I would have social media, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I understand.
I
That.
don't like
Yeah,
it.
yeah, because you're normal.
I just don't
Yeah,
like
because
it.
it's not healthy.
It's not healthy.
No.
So I would want to live in this world and meet the people I meet and have the connections I have naturally.
Right.
More than that, and I do know the realities of being a comedian and being an artist and all this stuff. I
Yeah.
understand it's important
Yeah.
from a business standpoint, and somewhat too from an artistic standpoint. But like just observing, like sometimes I wonder, and you tell me if you think I'm wrong here. Sometimes I wonder if being learned, or like spending your whole day and your whole week and your whole life studying Torah and all this. Your husband's not going to appreciate the pronunciation of that, by the way. I made it very Sephardic.
Torah.
Torah. Could it be an excuse for not wanting to go into the real world and
That's what I think.
make
it is.
something of
That's
yourself?
what I think it is.
Because and we celebrate religiously. we celebrate and encourage and almost like look up to these people that
I
are
don't.
just like godly
I
and
don't.
whatever.
I don't.
But in the realities of the world, well, what are you
Most
doing? You're
people,
sitting,
yeah,
you're reading
yes,
books all day,
right.
right?
Like I said, you have to apply it. You can't be a forever student. You can't just do that unless that's your job. Fine, and you're going to impart it, and you're going to teach it,
Yeah.
and you're going to teach something where it can apply to somebody. You know, like maybe a therapist. A rabbi should be a therapist because now maybe he's already helping somebody like a married
Yeah.
couple that's having problems. Okay, so fine, that's something that you should consider. But if you're studying all day and not applying it, then I'm not a subscriber to that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree with you.
I think everybody's an individual also. Like, I don't think of anybody as godly. I don't think of anybody as holy. I don't. I think we're all the same. We're all God's children.
That's
we're all the
what's
same.
nice about Judaism is like
There's no
there's no
hierarchy.
real hierarchy with the
Right.
rabbi. I mean, you respect but then it's like you
It's
respect
because then it's
some.
paganism, and
Yeah.
we're anti-pagan.
You respect some rabbis.
Right.
You don't respect every
respect
rabbi.
right. Absolutely, and you shouldn't.
There are rabbis Ivy, and I'm like,
Absolutely.
I don't love this guy.
No, right. Just because they learned something doesn't mean that doctors too.
Yeah.
People find that the doctors are gods, and they're not. And I think that that's a dangerous road. I really do.
Yeah.
And what I like is when people are balanced, and that's what I talk about in my book also. Balance is so important. I mean, you could be extreme, like I did the ultra marathon, but then dial it back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like have a level that you're going to get to, that you're not going to go too extreme in too many ways, because then you're just going to be erratic in a lot of ways, and you're not going to ever be a solid. You know, you're not going to do anything with solid thinking.
Yeah. Well, that's the biggest issue with, I mean, it's a weird time to be in New York. And, I don't want to get too much into this, but it's a weird time to be in New York as a Jew.
Yeah.
The only time I've lived in New York
worry about my kids.
Entire life.
Yeah.
I've lived in New York for 38 years. This is the only time that, for whatever reason, and some of it is self-inflicted or some of it is my own insecurity, fine, sure. But it's the only time that I've gone on stage, said I'm Jewish, and am worried about what the ripple effect of that will be.
Right.
Just from me saying
Isn't
that.
that horrible?
Like, why? Like, I've never once in my life have thought about how people hearing me say I'm Jewish in the audience will take it, how they'll feel about it, how they'll feel about other people next to them feeling about it. Like, that's just never been a thing.
I know why it's happening, and I'll tell you why I think it's happening.
Yeah.
And I think it has to happen because it's a wake-up call. And a lot of people get complacent, and the Holocaust starts to become something distant and something of a distant memory, or maybe it didn't even happen, and we don't really care about it anymore.
Yeah.
And then everybody starts to assimilate, and then everybody marries out, then there's no more Jews. So it is a wake-up call.
Yeah.
It is definitely something where even like when people start getting cocky, like in the 1930s, there were Jews that were like, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything. I want to assimilate. I want to do it like everybody else is doing. And I'm not going to say anything. Guess what? They were killed too. And also, I want you to also realize that people get cocky with a lot of things also, like doctors and stuff, and people think they're not replaceable. That's why AI is coming. That's the other wake-up call. People have an ego, and they think they're not replaceable. And guess what? AI is taking over everything, everyone's job. They don't have sick days.
Well,
they don't have problems.
Look at how many layoffs there were at Amazon and whatever.
There's a reason for it. Yeah,
something?
because a lot of people also, it's another wake-up call. I know exactly why it's happening. Jews will always have enemies, by the way, because it gets you stronger.
For sure. But my girlfriend goes, I'm so mad. I just listened to this song I've been loving that's AI now. Like, she was like listening to it, obsessed with it, and then she found out it was AI. And you're like,
models too. We're going to be, like you're going to have models, and you're going to be like, oh my God, she's gorgeous. You can't live up to that. She's not real.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming. It's definitely coming. I'm glad I'm not going to be here for it, but I weep for the future. I do. I know I know exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
We're in infant stage now for AI.
Yeah.
But robots, now they have an app. Did you see this app where this grandmother is like, oh, just, you get a video of her now as your grandmother or your mother or whatever. And then after she dies, you get to talk to her, and she will always have that appearance that she's, you're talking to her. Yeah, that she's alive. I saw a play like that in Hawaii once, and it was very, very scary. I like it. I don't see
it's a
a
Black
problem
Mirror
with it.
episode. We're in a fucking Black Mirror
I didn't
episode.
see it, but I know what people are talking
Black
about.
Mirror is
yes,
fantastic.
I know. It's a good thing to go
it's not where it was, but it's still
Right.
there's episodes worth watching for sure. I mean, some are classics, but where is the meaning in life if life never ends, right? So like,
I understand that too. So then there's nothing to.
there's
But
nothing.
then again, people have their memories. So you're relying on movies in your mind, or do you want to see it on an app? In other words, if your mind doesn't know the difference, and you're already living in the past and living in your
Yeah.
mind,
So maybe it should.
what's the difference?
What's the difference? Sure, sure. And maybe that'll be helpful and beneficial. I don't know. I just like,
I know we don't know.
I just don't like where things are going, and like I
Well,
know
it's a
that a lot of,
transition for sure
I
for
know,
us.
yeah,
now.
yeah, for sure. And I know a lot is like, helpful. Look, I don't even know, like, I've wrestled around with this so much, and I've come up with the idea that I don't know 100% if I want to get married.
Okay.
I
But you want kids? You don't know. What's your goal, by the way? I wanted to ask you this before. What's your goal in
It's not a wife and
comedy?
kids.
No, in comedy, like how do you see yourself in like 10 years? Like what would you want? More fame, more recognition as a comic?
So here's the thing that I realized. Okay, so
And did it change in the last few years?
yes, and I'll
Yeah.
tell you what happened. In 2021, I had one particular, but a few videos that went crazy viral. Okay, crowd work clips from the cellar,
Fabulous. Fabulous.
and all of a sudden I had all these followers, and I had people coming to shows to see me and recognizing me on the street,
It's addictive.
and all this shit.
It's a nice drug.
Fantastic. As far as dopamine is concerned, it's everything I could have ever asked for and more.
Exactly.
I did about 2 or 3 years at that pace of most of my shows were selling out. Not all, but most of my shows on the road were selling out. I did Gramercy Theater. I did
Right.
the Tonight Show.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I sold out Gramercy Theater. I sold out a weekend at City Winery in New York, which is like, I'm a New
And
Yorker.
you're super
It's like,
likable too. So
I appreciate
like,
it.
yeah.
I appreciate it. All of a sudden, I wasn't going as viral. I wasn't selling out
Slowed
shows as
down.
much anymore. It slowed down for me. Now, I could look at this, Jordan Jensen and I have had to talk about this recently, where she was just like, if you ask most comics in this city, they would say that you started the trend of like TikTok, Instagram, crowd work clips, which like Andrew Schultz like mastered it on YouTube way before me, and I give him all the credit. But I think the TikTok wave, I was, if not the one of the real ones who
Really?
got
Before
it, who got
Matt
it going.
Rife?
I would say Matt and I were about the same
Time.
time.
Okay.
I mean, what he did was insane.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. But it wasn't the same for me anymore. Whereas like Matt, like I think one time because I was studying this intensely, I was like, I had like, let's say like one video that hit 30 million, and Matt Rife had like 10 videos that hit 50 million. Like he did it just infinitely more effectively than I did,
Just saying 30 million, you got me.
No,
I
it's
was
not.
like, wow.
It was nuts. But the thing is like what I realized is, and like, so at the height of this happening, I had like 5 people to 10 people a day on the street coming up to me.
Wow.
And then it kind of just, all of a sudden I felt a shift where it just wasn't happening quite as much anymore. And at that time, it was like every time I did a show afterwards, there would be groups of people that were like, we came here to see you or whatever.
Wow.
And that just wasn't happening as much. And I was frustrated because I was like, I know I'm only getting better. There's no way my comedy is getting worse.
Right.
Like clearly you evolve and you change,
Yes.
and you're in different moods and
Yeah.
whatever. You know how it is. But like,
You wanted to ride the wave for as
but
long as you could.
in my mind, it went, this is my life
Right,
now. And this
right,
is only going to keep
right,
going up.
right.
And there was no reason for me to believe otherwise.
Careful where you put that hand. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Right.
You don't know who's going to take a clip of that.
Right.
Yeah.
What I realized, and I take things very hard, and I'm very sensitive about everything, good emotion, bad emotion, whatever, but particularly negative emotion. I think that's a human thing, but I really, really allow myself sometimes to go down these rabbit holes of just negativity, and I've worked really hard to get better at that, and I have. I realized, to answer your question, it has changed because oh my God, I know you. Oh my God, Eric. Oh my God, you're so funny. Those things feel good, and they still happen. I was actually in an argument with my girlfriend where she was like really mad at me, and I was really mad at her. And this guy came up in the middle of us arguing and goes, "Hey, you're Eric, right? I'm a big fan of yours." And I was like, "This is the best fucking timing ever," because I just like wanted to like
Oh,
beat her
really?
so badly. But and it still happens, not as much regularly. What I realized is listen, we all want to be praised for our work, the things we care about, the
course.
things we love and whatever.
Of course.
I need to do stuff more importantly than the praise.
Right.
I've realized,
Right.
especially going through the up and the down and the everything in between, is I need to work on things I really, really care about. I can't work on stuff I don't care about. I need to do stuff that's really meaningful to me. And look, there is a financial practical element to all of this stuff and whatever. It's like, I need to be making money and pay my rent and
Right.
build a life for myself and
you're doing that now.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
And I've
Through
been
comedy, which is amazing.
through comedy,
That's hard to do.
through comedy, which is amazing. But and the compare game can be a lethal one,
it's
deadly,
the thief of joy. There's a reason they say that.
deadly.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could like
There's
literally
room for everyone though. There really is.
no, 1,000%. And the thing that I was saying was like, Modi's a great friend of mine, and he was been a mentor of mine for years and years and years. And Modi has just hit this level of just like unbelievable charm, which he deserves
Yes.
so much.
Yes,
I
he
love
does.
Modi, and I'm so happy for him.
Yeah.
But you can't help but compare
Question
yourself, and you can't.
Yes, 100%.
And those thoughts are very real, and they are sometimes relentless.
Yep.
And I'm not like comparing. I'm just using
I
Modi as an
understand
example of somebody
100%.
that I know that. And
I have people that pass me, and I'm like, I'm in it for longer,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, how come it didn't happen for me? Is it a setback, or is it going to help me motivate?
But the thing that I've realized, and I've been in this game long enough now for 17 years, I've seen people at the top go
Yes,
bottom,
yes,
bottom, top,
yes.
stay,
Yes.
quit, come back,
Yes.
like
different bookers, different
bookers,
eyes.
everything. So so somebody's on top of the world, and you know
Or the
what?
right person could see you at the right time. Yeah.
Right person, you're right. And you know what I've realized the most is that it is astounding at how much a power position will affect how somebody is, how somebody treats people around them, how like people really get fucking power hungry in this business.
Well, my father had a plaque that said, "Be nice to the people on the way up the ladder because you're going to see them back on the way down."
Yeah. And those people that stay the same, generally speaking, no matter what the wave of success or failure is for them at that particular moment, those are the people I really admire. And stay kind,
Oh yeah.
because this business is so full of greed, and the competitiveness is unwavering, and it feels like he's doing that and she's doing that and I have to do this and I'm not doing
It's
that.
an ugly monster.
Totally ugly.
You have to control it.
And I made a deal with myself where I
Okay.
said, look, man, you're a human, you're going to get affected by this shit, but contain it. Contain it and
Good
stay.
pact to have with yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you got there.
Yeah. And stay kind and
Yeah.
good. Don't fucking go, look, life is hard. You said it before. Life is so
Very hard.
hard.
Yep.
And I never have to question, and this is going to sound really dark, when someone kills themselves, when someone has a crazy drug addiction, when someone goes on, has a sex addiction, starts like engaging in like
Something that they feel out of
consistent
control.
infidelity,
Yeah.
just explosive, temper tantrums, whatever it is. I never have to question why did that happen, because
Right.
if you pay enough attention living every day, there's a million reasons to kill yourself,
Yeah.
not reasons to actually do it, but reasons to feel like things are hopeless or whatever.
Absolutely.
Like that's not the point is that you got to stay fucking grounded. Like I'm in therapy. I love my therapist. We've been
Good.
together for 5 years. She's like one of the best things that's ever happened to me.
Fantastic.
Every girl I've ever dated will know it goes my mom, my therapist, and then her, and then that order, and pretty unwavering. Because if I can't stay a good person, I can't be I
Right.
can't be a good partner to
Right.
you. I can't be, and she helps keep me grounded.
Right.
You gotta fucking stay good. You can't fucking become this.
And you got to stay humble. That's
and
what. That's
and
why I
humble.
said that AI is a wake up call to humanity
Yeah.
because humans are being replaced because people think they are so great and their egos are so big that it's like, oh, just wait, what's coming, babe. You're
Yeah.
not that great.
Yeah.
You're not going to do the job of a robot. A robot doesn't get sick. A robot's going to have precision. You're not going to have the same exact thing. Just calm down with your whole "I'm not replaceable" thing.
But you suck the humanity out of humankind, right?
Absolutely, it's horrible, but that's
Yeah,
what's
but
coming
that's
for
what's
a
coming.
reason.
But guess what?
Because humans got very crazy.
Humans did it.
Yes, humans did this.
Humans
They are their
created
own
something
worst
to replace
enemy.
humans.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are their own worst enemy, 100%.
Yeah.
But it's a wake up call. But that's another wake up call. Do you understand that everybody thinks that they're so great, and then life has a way of showing you you're not that great.
Yeah.
You're not that great. Stay humble. Stay humble. Everybody should stay humble. There's a reason for it because it gets into this ugly animal where everybody gets this ego and then they think they're not replaceable. That's what I think.
Yeah. And you're 100% right. And I don't know how we're doing on time here, but
Well, we're gonna do the segment of ask a bitch.
ask a bit.
Yeah, but we're gonna also tie this up with a bow because I like to tie things up with bows. And
I think ultimately my breakup where I thought I was going to get married in 2022, 2023, that rocked me to a level I didn't think was possible.
okay,
My assumption that I created, the expectation, no matter what people around me were telling me who were in my corner, the expectation that I created within myself of, the success I was having is not only going to stay, it's going to keep growing and whatever, and in one linear way that I saw that I couldn't see anything else around it. And then didn't. Those things, those like beautiful personal tragedies or whatever, those are the things I'm most grateful for in my entire life. And I feel that way because it's almost like if I always like compare it to like those coloring books for kids, like where it's like, it'll be like Disney characters and you would like, draw in different colors, color in. And it's almost like the more you keep going through life and the more you get hit with shit and survive it, the more you're coloring in who you are.
that's interesting.
So you
That's a good
start black
perspective.
and white, and by
Yeah.
the end,
In
hopefully, you're in color. So I think
Well, you become a better comic also when you have different perspectives through life, and you're going through hardships. People that have it too easy are not going to be good at a multicolor and any shades. They're just going to have one shade. They're going to
Yep.
have black and white, and that's
Yep.
it. And that's boring.
it's boring.
So
stinks.
there are reasons why we're getting hit with such heartache and such hard times because the challenge is what you build from. If you get something out of a challenge, that's why I did an ultra marathon. I wanted to see if I can do it. I fasted for 21 days on water. Who does
Wow.
that? I've done stuff where mental is way, way more important than anything else.
Yeah.
And I got through them. And because I got through them, I could look back at those and dig deep into how I've gotten through those
Yeah.
things. And that's what I convey in the book. And that's why I encourage people to get uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable and accept the challenges that come your way as something that you can get through. I play chess every single day online.
Chess is amazing.
Yeah, I
What a
play it
great
every day.
game.
To me, I'm at a war all the time. And when they want to talk to me and be friendly, I'm like, we're not friends. I'm at battle right now. And I'm
Yeah.
getting through this because it
Trying
also
to take
gives
your
me a
king,
new,
baby.
It just queen, but
Well, the king and the queen.
Yeah, but the queen, yes, right.
Well,
But the
you have to
queen-
get the queen.
Right.
Yeah.
Once you get
Queen's
the queen,
more important.
yes.
But
no,
Queen's more
you
powerful.
lose if
Queen's
the
more
king-
powerful, but kings.
Right. It creates a pathway for me, and people are like, "Oh, do you ever learn the 5 moves of whatever or the 4 moves of winning?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to learn one move because what I want to do is I want to be able to navigate and get out of a paper bag myself.
Yeah.
I want to know
Put
how
yourself in
I'm
a
going to get
corner.
out of it."
Put yourself in a corner
Absolutely.
and come back. Yeah, that's
And
it.
that's why, and I failed, lose, and then I win, and then that's the triumph.
Yeah.
So because I did that, no one taught me. I did that by myself, and that's how you navigate in life.
That's how you navigate in life.
It's a great thing to do.
And the other thing is particularly like when and especially in a business like this, where it's like there is no straight line. There is no guidebook.
Yeah, that's
Anybody
right.
could tell you to do anything and it'll work for some people and not work for other people. There's no like get this amount of schooling for 4 years and get this degree.
Right.
Like comedy is just like whatever you fucking make of it.
Right.
So it's like that is scary.
It's either
sometimes.
relatable or it's shock value. Both of those
Yeah.
are what gets people to bond with you in comedy, as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned, as far as
Yeah.
I know. Like, I fell in love with comedy because it was so edgy. That's what I liked.
Yeah.
Or relatable. You know,
Yeah.
my husband doesn't love comedy, but whenever he watches somebody like Chris Rock talk about relationships, he's on the floor dying
I
laughing.
mean, Chris Rock is
Yeah. But I'm saying he's on the floor
best.
laughing hysterically because he's like, wow, that I relate to that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to him, it's not about the misdirect. It's him is
Yeah.
like, wow. But then there's the shock value of comedy and the dark comedy that I love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so there's different facets of it. And that's why I don't like the woke culture, because it hinders us from telling what we want to really say, A. And B, what I don't like about what they're doing now in comedy and stopping people or in anything, in censorship or any kind. I want to know everything about you. I want to be able to assess it myself. I want to learn that about you. Don't censor anything about yourself, if it's good or bad.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're the worst person in the world. I want to know about it. I would rather know about you being the worst person
Yeah.
than being a great fake. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to fake at all. I love authenticity. So to me, that's what I crave, because I've been here on earth for so long that I really, really crave authenticity. And that's my take on that.
Great.
And we're going to answer questions that
Hell yeah.
you guys wrote in. I'm really happy that you guys wrote in. I'm surprised
Yeah.
to see some men writing in. I encourage you more to do it at wifesabitch.com. And you
I mean,
can
I'm
also
such a man's man, so I understand that.
wifesabitch.com, and also on my Instagram, Victoria Makes You Laugh. You could also check out my sketch comedy, which I've also gone and reared a different way, because
Nice.
you know what? If that's another medium to make people laugh and
That's it.
and get my message out, that's how I do it. I write in sketch form.
Yeah.
So I could either act it out on stage or it comes out in a sketch video. So that's what I'm doing now. All right. Somebody wrote in, I'm currently dating a girl whose mother has been badgering me to marry her daughter or leave. We've been together for 3 years and I'm only 28. My girlfriend is also 28, and I could see why she wants us to get married, but living together makes more sense to me. My girlfriend tells her mother to stop, but she won't listen. I feel like her mother just wants the wedding. My girlfriend does want to get married, but she knows that I'm having, this guy's really detailed,
Yeah.
but my girlfriend wants to get married, but she knows that I'm having a hard time because my parents got divorced when I was 7. So there's a lot to unpack here, but
Okay. It is a lot to unpack. So the first thing I want to say, and this is like sort of what jumped out to me immediately, was like, I know the girl, I'm sensitive to the fact, and look, these dynamics are very sensitive, right?
there is a biological clock.
There's a biological clock, but the mom should not be involved
Really?
in the relationship. I don't feel like,
Not
I know
the
a Jewish, I understand where a Jewish mother would not would push back on
Did
this.
you say that to a Jewish mother, Eric?
I don't think personally, and I have a Jewish mother.
But you do marry the family.
You do marry the family, but I do think ultimately it has to be done between the two people. And then the family
course.
is in there. But like you just said, that is going to be a factor. You're not going to stop the mother from behaving the way the mother has
Right,
behaved
true.
historically or
Right,
wants to,
right,
unless
right,
something really, God forbid this is a breakup or something, then the mom might be like, okay, maybe next time out, whatever it is. Like, everybody's learning. But
Right.
but I don't love, I just don't think anything good is at the other end of a ton of pressure.
Right.
That's how I
Okay.
ultimately feel. So like,
No gun to the head.
and by the way, but I feel for the girl and I feel for the guy.
I think she's
don't-
looking out for her daughter.
she's looking out for her daughter, 100%.
He shouldn't waste her time.
I don't think she's.
I say 3 years. That's the top you give somebody. I wouldn't even do 3 years.
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah.
I would just, if you're young, 3 years. If you're older, a year.
Yeah.
You'll know.
And if you're
You
really
know.
old, 2 weeks.
Yeah. And in Syrian land, that's 20.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm currently in therapy. I was late. I was 30 years old when I got married.
Oh wow,
So,
my mom was 36.
And my husband's 7 years younger. So
Okay. Wow.
All right. I'm currently in therapy because I can't seem to find the right man. I'm 38 years old and I've never been married. I'm not ugly, but I'm also no beauty queen either. Any advice? I love your wisdom and podcast. By the way, keep it up. So I'd say if you're smart enough, then make enough money to get surgery.
Oh my God.
You're not ugly. You're just poor.
I
No.
Yeah. I don't.
I jest, but that's really the truth. Like, make yourself look as good as you know, there are a lot of people that are not beautiful, but their personality and then they take care of themselves. I think that makes them beautiful.
There's so many other factors. Look, and men are always going to be a little more
Vain.
shallow
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
looks,
yeah.
and that's just there's
Yeah, yeah.
nothing anybody could do
It's
about that,
biology.
especially us.
It's science.
But there's so many other ways to make yourself valuable, and also like I bet you this girl is prettier than she thinks
I'm
she is. I'm
sure.
sure she's going very hard on
Yeah,
herself.
yeah.
So I think yeah. And by the way, 38, especially like in New York City, like yeah, of course, like you're not like I mean, like young, but like people here, I feel like
And
people
consider
come
a
here.
guy that's younger, maybe.
It's younger.
You know?
People come. Well, I'm 32, but people come here to push their lives 10 years. Like that's what New York is.
Right.
You know.
That's interesting.
So anyway, but
Next one.
Sure, but she'll be okay.
We have a few more and then that's it. I need advice about how to handle my girlfriend's kids. I find them to be annoying and almost evil. I want to continue with the relationship, but I never wanted kids and I don't plan to have any in the future. I just love my girlfriend of 6 months. She's great with me and the kids, but I never want them around. Am I a bad person? No, you're honest.
No, not a bad person at all. But there's nothing you're going to be able to do about the fact that these kids are entangled in
It's
her
like saying
life.
I don't like her arm.
Yeah. It's their part of her, and
Yeah,
like you're
no.
not like
The
so you
kids
gotta.
come first, buddy boy. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's my take. So this is the last one. I'm in a relationship where my mom does not approve. My boyfriend isn't Jewish like I am, and I don't seem to mind, but my entire extended family, like what I was talking about, is now getting heated and involved, making it so difficult for me to continue. Any advice?
Did
by the way,
your son write that?
I don't know. Any advice? By the way, I love your sketch comedy on Instagram. You crack me up. Thank you. Listen, I think there's going to be a lot of pressure and marriage is hard enough. I say try to go into another pool of Jewish guys. That's my take.
And I say just write it out and see how you feel.
All right.
And see how it affects your life. It's going to affect your life no matter what, you know? It's just like just see how that makes you feel. Yeah.
All right.
That's good. Good questions. I like 'em.
So that's it for the Ask a Bitch segment, and we're going to tie this up and wrap it up. And I am so grateful you're here, and you
Thank
gave
you
me
for
so
having
much
me.
insight.
Thanks for having me. It was a great conversation.
And also, do you want to tell anybody where you'll be next?
Yeah, I'm on tour a little bit right now. I'm gonna be in Washington D.C. December 11th, Wilmington, Delaware December 13th, January 4th in San Francisco, and
Where can they find you so that they can see
it's
your...
Instagram is I'm Eric Neumann, Neumann, and I am ericneumann.com for tickets. Thank you so much.
And
I
your
have a
pleasure.
dating psychology podcast called Something with Eric Neumann, which I started 3-4 months ago.
Oh, I would love to be on that one.
And yeah, I've only had 2 guests so far.
That would be
doing
up my
mostly
alley.
alone. But yeah, it's coming along. So
That's great.
We're growing it. We'll see.
That's great.
Anyway.
And my podcast is wifesabitch.com, where you've been writing in. Please write more. It's anonymous. I won't mention your name. And my Instagram is Victoria Makes You Laugh. And I hope that you have something that you got out of it. If you do, please write below and keep it cool. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Victoria.